Okay, so good morning, everyone. I hope you all are doing okay. So today we'll dive into the module two, which is understanding the market and the retail consumer. So it is one of the most critical foundations of retail management. And of course, before a retailer can design a store layout, develop marketing strategies, or decide what products to carry, they must first understand the market and the consumers, or who your customers are, what they need, and why they behave the way they do. So let's begin with the retail market. Ano nga ba ang retail market? So the retail market, it refers to the environment in which goods and services are sold directly to the final consumers. So sino ang mga final consumers? They are the one who buys the products for their own personal use and not for resale. So if you can still recall from our previous discussions, the retail markets, it includes, or it could be the supermarkets, the convenience stores, shopping malls, the department stores, sari-sari stores, etc. So, according here, the retail market is dynamic, meaning hi, it constantly changes. And what causes those changes? Bakit nagbabago ang retail market or the market itself? It could be because of the technology, the lifestyle trends, the consumer preferences, and the economic conditions. So, kailangan talaga no, ng mga retailers na pag-aralan yung market trends, the competitive forces, and the customers' expectations, because if not, or if they fail to adjust to changes, they will eventually lose their customers. Okay, so now let's talk about the consumer behavior. It is the core concept in retail. Ano nga ba ang consumer behavior? So it refers to the study of how individuals or groups select, purchase, use, and dispose of products, services, ideas, or experiences. So, in simple terms, it studies why people buy and what influences their decisions. So there are factors, of course, that influences their decisions, and it includes the psychological factors, the personal factors, the social factors, and the cultural factors. What is the psychological factors? Ano mga psychological factors na nakakaapekto sa decision ng consumers? Okay, the psychological factors, these are the factors that shape the consumers, or that shape how the consumers interpret the information and make choices. It could be the motivation, the perception, the learning, the beliefs, and the attitudes. We also have the personal factors. These are the factors that affect what the consumers buy and how much they spend. It could be the age, the lifestyle, the occupation, the income, or even the personal preferences. Next is the social factors. These are the factors that can significantly impact the consumer's decisions. So it could be the family, the friends, the social class, the peer influence, etc. And lastly, the cultural factors. These are the factors that determines the consumer needs and the behavior patterns. Ano ang mga included sa cultural factors? It could be the cultural background, the traditions, the norms, the societal values, and etc. Okay. Next is Okay, so why is consumer behavior important to retailers? So understanding the consumer behavior, it enables the retailers to make decisions that are accurate, customer-centered, and profitable. So specifically, it enables the retailers to predict purchasing patterns first, to predict purchasing patterns. So consumers rarely buy randomly, and their buying decisions, it follows observable patterns influenced by the lifestyle, by the income, by the preferences, by the cultural background, and even yung mga time-based habits such as yung mga payday sale, the holiday sale sa mga electronic shopping malls like the Shopee, the Lazada, the TikTok shop, and even of course sa mga physical stores. So understanding these patterns will allow the retailers to anticipate or to predict demand, and knowing what they will know what products they will sell, when they will sell, and how often customers will buy them. Okay, next is identify. Understanding consumer behavior is important as it will help the retailers to identify the needs and wants of the target segment. So every customer group has a unique set of needs and wants. So through through consumer behavior analysis, the retailers can identify what motivates each segment or what problems they want to solve, what desires influence their buying decisions, etc. And kung may intindihan lang sana no ng retailers yung consumer behavior, it will help them to align their merchandise, their pricing, their store presentation or the atmosphere of their store, and even these services. Ma-align siya specifically sa expectations ng kanilang target market, whether they are students, they are families, professionals, or even the niche groups. Next, it is important because it creates effective marketing and promotional strategy. So marketing is most effective, of course, when it resonates with the behaviors, the emotions, and the motivations of customers. By understanding how the consumers think and what influences their buying decisions, the retailer can design promotions that can attract the right audience, can choose the best communication channels, and determine the right timing for campaigns. Next, it is important as it develop product assortments aligns with consumer preferences. Ano nga ba ang product assortment? So product assortment, it refers to the mix or the variety of items a retailer chooses to sell. So kapag ang retailer talaga maiintindihan niya ang consumer behavior, the retailers can identify which products or anong mga product yung mas pinapahalagahan ng ng customers. It'll also enable them to understand kung ano yung mga features na mas nagmamatter sa customers, and kung anong price points or price range yung kayang-kaya ng kanilang customers. So this will ensure that the store can carry items that will match the customer's taste and expectations. And lastly, understanding consumer behavior will enable the retailers to enhance the overall shopping experience of the customers. So consumer behavior, it provides, again, the insights into how the consumers prefer to shop, whether they value convenience, the affordability, the speed, the personalization, or even the immersive experiences. So kapag maintindihan sana ng retailer itong mga preferences na ito, they can design a store layout, a customer service, or even digital platforms or after sales na magsusupport or or magmamatch sa kung anong gusto ng kanilang customer. So, if you can notice, di ba, a lot of big brands invest heavily in understanding consumers' behavior. Bakit nga ba? Because if ma-understand mo ang behavior na iyong consumer, it have a direct effect sa sales and of course sa profitability ng iyong business. So now that we understand consumers, the next step is identifying which consumers a retailer wants to serve. So, what is target market? A target market is a specific group of consumers that a retailer aims to serve or a retailer focuses on. So, of course, the retailers, they don't just try to serve everyone because that's inefficient. Instead, they focus on those who are most likely to buy their products. And before launching a retail business or product, the retailers must first have to conduct a target market analysis. What is target market analysis? So it is the process of identifying and studying the potential customers to determine kung sino ang bibili, kung bakit sila bibili, at kung paano paano makakapag-serve ng maayos ang isang retailer. So the target market analysis, it helps with the data-driven decision making, the effective marketing campaigns, and of course, identifying new opportunities. So there are 3 steps in target market analysis, and those are first, the market segmentation, second, the segment evaluation, and third is the segment selection. So what is market segmentation? This involves dividing a broad market into smaller groups with shared characteristics. And of course, the segmentation can be based on demographics. What's demographics? It includes the age, the gender, the income, the education, etc. The geographics, it includes the region, the climate, the population, etc. Next, the psychographics, it includes the values, the lifestyles, the interests, and the behavioral factors, which includes the purchasing habits and the brand loyalty. So after market segmentations, the retailers will assess which segments are large enough to be profitable, accessible through marketing channels, stable and long-term, and which segments aligned with their strengths. So, after na ng market segmentation and the market evaluation, you have to select kung anong segment ang focusan mo, kung saan ka mag-focus. So after evaluating all segments, the retailers must have to pick the best ones to focus on. So these selected segments will guide the marketing, the pricing, the product choices, and of course the store layout. We also have here the positioning. What is positioning? So the positioning in retailing refers to how a retailer wants the customers to perceive its brand relative to competitors, or how the retailers wants the customers to perceive their brand. And we have here some examples of positioning strategies. It's like the low pricing positioning, the premium or quality positioning, the convenience positioning, and the lifestyle focus positioning. Dito sa low price positioning, this is this is where the store or the business will want their customers to perceive that their business offer the cheapest price, or dun sila mas inclined sa prices, dun sila nagbabago. Like for example, yung mga sari-sari stores, of course, mga affordable na products. Example, yung sa bench, di ba? Yung bench is affordable, yet trendy, local fashion. Sa premium or quality positioning, these are the high-end products, pero yung experience, it is a luxury. Just like sa Uniqlo, they offer high quality basics for everyday life. The convenience positioning, this is the quick or accessible or time saving, just like yung mga convenience stores na mga convenience sila, accessible to everyone, anytime, 24/7. Like the SM department store, they are the one-time shop, di ba, for every Filipino family. And the lifestyle-focused positioning, this is where the positioning targets certain lifestyles or identities. Okay. So a good positioning, it creates clear customer expectations, it creates strong brand identity, and it differentiates the business from competitors. Now let's talk about one of the most important decisions in retail management or in retailing. Of course, the most important decision in retail is choosing the right selection. And a good location can attract the right customers, it can increase visibility, and it can boost sale. While a bad location, it can limit foot traffic, it can increase operating costs, and it can restrict market reach. So, kahit gaano pa kaganda ang product ng iyong store or ng iyong business, kung mali ang location mo or kung poor ang location na pinatayuan mo or napili mo, it can destroy the potential of your product. Okay? Understood? Again, no matter how good a store's products are, a poor location can destroy its potential. And we have here the two major elements of effective site selection, and those are the demographic analysis and the geographic analysis. So what is demographic analysis? It involves, or this is where the retailers examines the characteristic of the population surrounding a potential retail selection, or this is where the retailer studies the people living near the potential store, and it includes the age distribution, the income levels, educational attainment, occupation, family size, and the population growth. So this will help the retailer, or the demographic analysis will help the retailer to know whether the community fits their target market, or whether, or to identify what products to offer, and to determine the expected spending habits. So, di ba, importante talaga siya ang demographic analysis para alam mo kung anong store ang need sa lugar na yan. Hindi naman pwede na magpapatayo ka ng isang high-end boutique sa isang low-income area. Of course, it will not thrive. So, kaya importante talaga ang demographic analysis. Second is the geographic analysis. This focuses on the physical features and location-based factors affecting a store's accessibility and attractiveness. Again, it focuses on the physical and location-based factors. What are those factors? It is the accessibility by car ba, by foot, or by public transport. The visibility, malapit ba siya sa roads or sa intersections or nasa crowded areas ba siya? The foot traffic, the nearby competitors, the complementary business, yung mga cafe next to a bookstores, mga ganon. The safety and cleanliness, the infrastructure, and the future expansion potential. So, importante din ang geographic analysis para malaman, okay, para malaman ng retailers kung or for the retailers to determine the products that they will have to offer if it can offer maximum customer flow and long-term stability. So again, that's the two major elements of site selection. Again, pag pipili ka na ng site, you first have to evaluate or to analyze the geographic and the demographic of that area. So I guess that concludes our discussion. So again, understanding the market and the retail consumers, it is the foundation of effective retail management. So everything from store layout to product selection, it depends on understanding who the customers are and what they need. And tools such as the target market analysis, the positioning, the demographic, and the geographic site selection, it can help the retailers to make strategic decisions that will lead to, to long-term growth and competitive advantage. Okay, so that's all for our module 2. I expect na may naintindihan ang everybody, ang everyone, and I hope talaga may naintindihan. So, next week, probably kung kailan kayo, I will announce naman sa GC kung magtatanong ako kung kailan kayo free para makapag-conduct tayo ng ating second quiz, or it could be through online na lang, again, ang ating quiz. And next week, sa next meeting natin, face-to-face, ay magkakandak ko ng midterm exam natin. Okay? So that's all for today. And have a blessed day, everyone.